Hello, today we're going to talk about how shaking medicine can help heal trauma. And we're going to look at real student success stories to get inspired. Now, this trauma or the chronic accumulation of stress to shaking medicine, all of this is related, and we'll talk more about this. This stuff is the root cause of so many of our problems in the West today, in the world, really. The buildup of this energy, this stress, anxiety, suppressed emotions, and trauma cause many of our problems today. So let's get into it. Let's journey into, well, here's my new website. I just published a brand new updated website. It's like the fourth version of this that I've done over the almost 10 years we've been doing this. Shakingmedicine.com. And there's a lot to check out here, but what I wanted to show today was in the what people are saying section, the mini testimonials we have. I have about 30 more to add. So if we go to that, it brings us to the wins page. If I click the trauma PTSD filter, we have all sorts of cases to go through. Obviously, won't be able to go through them all unless I made this really long. But let's see. So let's look at this one. Shaking medicine makes me feel lighter and centered. It's like the less structured the practice, the more the body can release whatever is needed. It's open and different each time. So that was a student on Insight Timer. And it's different and unique each time because the Tremoring moves us how it wants to move us each time. There's an intelligence it has, it's genetically encoded to unravel these energies, these traumas, these chronic holding patterns in the body, whether physical or emotional, and trauma, of course. So let's see. So, been working on trauma healing for 2.5 years. And while there's a lot of work to do, yeah, the trauma healing, it's a process. There's no magic pill that just magically cures it overnight. And shaking medicine is not that. And by the way, none of this is medical advice. The way shaking medicine can help is, I'm never saying it cures it, but what it does do is it brings the body into a deeply relaxed state using evolution, the way nature designed us to unravel this chronic stress or trauma that gets stored in the body. And so it dissipates it through the vibration. It brings the nervous system into parasympathetic rest and digest, where yourself being this amazing organism evolved in nature does the healing. So Maya says, I really feel like shaking medicine has done a lot for me in a short amount of time. She feels clearer and more receptive to the world, like she can take in more information with ease. Yes, it does that. It clears the density. And when we're clear, we're open and free to take in new information, to be at ease, basically. So she's felt more receptive, even with the work she's doing with her other more traditional therapy. And this is not to necessarily replace other therapy. It may complement it. And in some cases, it does completely replace other therapies people have been doing. So there's not one solid right or wrong answer for everyone. Everyone's unique and builds their own unique relationship to this work based on their own unique life experiences. So she feels more present and aware. Yes, very common benefits of this. She feels more safe, knowing she can just go home and shake it off. So she's embodying this tool, which everyone who does shaking medicine is building their relationship with this tool. so that they can use it when they need in their life. So she had a break from shaking for a while, and she's using it as like maintenance for 5 or 10 minutes here and there. That's a beautiful way to use it after you learn. It's not to replace the kind of longer dedicated sessions, because those still remain important and relevant, but we do want to get to this place where we can treat it like hygiene for our nervous system. It's like brushing our teeth for the electrics of our body. She's sharing it with people because that's how much it's inspired her. You know, not everyone's open. It can seem weird, so I'm not surprised, you know, they're not all jumping on board. Um, so honestly, I probably wouldn't have been so open to trying this in the first place if it wasn't for my therapist's work that led me to a curiosity of body-based practices. So this is, yeah, a body-based somatic practice, and sometimes we need to discharge it using the body or the animalistic intelligence within us, and not try to analyze everything, you know. Talk therapy and such, it definitely has its place, and it can be important to come to terms and rationalize and accept things and things that have happened. But so often we need to go to the next stage, the next step of discharging it out of the body. Just to accept it logically, analytically, doesn't necessarily discharge it out of the system. You see, animals in nature, they don't really have the capability of rationalizing it so much, um, which is what we do. And sometimes as humans, we get trapped in those patterns of the mind. But what animals do is they go into the shaking and discharge their system after a traumatic event. You'll see it. There's videos in our blog on animals doing it. Even in our homepage hero video, there's plenty of animals doing it. You probably see your pets do it all the time and maybe don't even know that's what's happening. I use the word empowered. I like that word. That word. This is empowering because it's coming from within yourself, inside out. You're using your own genetically encoded instinctive intelligence to whoosh, to clear and to come into balance and homeostasis. Okay, so that was one. Let's go for a shorter one. Lisa says, my shaking journey was great. My ankle buzzed, cat-cow created shaking in my hands, shoulder, neck. She's letting go. So she's discharging the tension in these areas. And you know, the software is connected to the hardware. So trauma in the body can lead to physical aches and pains and tensions. So, you know, it's all connected. Let's see. Claire says, this is the best for releasing thoughts, emotions, trauma, and everything. I do it daily and highly recommend it, even just a few minutes. Check it out. Yes, it's great for releasing those because, well, the thoughts, it gets us into the body, into feeling. So many people say that this has relaxed them like nothing else because really, well, it's simple. Animals do it. We were designed by nature to do this. And there it is, the emotions, the trauma. Um, that was a lovely way for me to invite the difficult emotion in, feel it, squeeze it, clench it, and then release it with a deep sigh while swaying to the song. Sometimes we like to use music in our journeys. When Claire here is talking about squeezing it, some of our techniques are to go into the emotions and traumas and feel it. Like there's something we do called pandiculation, which is really powerful. And in my sort of beyond the scope of the beginner's course, which is the first course I offer for embodying this, if you want to do it at your own pace, Given that this is a trauma topic, if you have anything extreme going on, big traumas, PTSD, I do recommend working one-on-one. So contact me, go to shakingmedicine.com, contact me, and we can sort that out. If you are feeling, solid enough to journey in this at your own pace, you are welcome to as well. Shaking Medicine online in our Shaking Medicine Skool community. Either way, though, feel free to reach out to me and I can help you find the best path. So in our courses, we pandiculate, we squeeze, we feel the emotions. We don't attach to them or avoid them or necessarily look for them most of the time. It's more like when they arise, it's like, okay, let's be present with it. A big part of the healing process is to feel it, to heal it. Let's see. My spine has a lot to say. Great warm up a few hours before Muay Thai. So this can complement sports and activity, really everything in life. It complements super well because anytime we're less stressed, like, wow, life is just going to be better in whatever we're doing. So um, she has many general anxieties, which is really in the context of shaking medicine and how it discharges pent up energy. That is really a soft form of trauma in the body. Okay, how about trauma onion? She liked that one because that's an analogy I like to use, like the trauma in our body over our lifetime, our life experiences, it layer by layer, it piles into our system. And when we're not tremoring and discharging, those layers are piling up one after the other, creating this kind of onion that if we're going to heal it, we need to unravel it layer by layer. And so I really promote a sustainable and consistent practice, not pushing too hard, too fast, or any of that. Because if we do, that could sort of fry our nervous system, and we don't want to do that. We want a nice aim, I feel, is to discharge one of these layers at a time and then rest and integrate and then come back the next day or in the next couple days and do the next layer. So we don't need to necessarily like to get a lot of benefits out of shaking medicine. We don't necessarily need to take on like a new part-time job or a rigorous new practice into our daily schedule. Like literally doing one class a week is already enough to see decent results and progress. The sweet spot though is probably a couple to a few classes a week to see that consistent, sustainable progress that's not overdoing it, but not underdoing it either to get results quicker. So let's see, what does Renee have to say? Shaking medicine is something powerful. I have never felt so drawn and open in a practice like this before. I have regularly practiced Taekwondo, Ashtanga, Yin, and Hatha Yoga. But wow, shaking medicine feels like it's just next level. And I hope to become a facilitator to share this practice. So, yeah, shaking medicine is very unique to most things out there in that it's about letting go of control, which is why it stands out to this Taekwondo, Ashtanga, Yin, Hatha. It's a beautiful lens into letting go of control, into this deeper intelligence within us, which is why it's so good at unraveling what doesn't serve us, because that intelligence knows how to do it. And it's a beautiful lens for letting go of control because, well, we're either tremoring or we're not. And it's pretty easy to tell once we get into it. Most people, after one class, they're they experience the therapeutic tremoring. The majority of the people, sometimes some people take, a couple classes to get it. We're so used to controlling everything in our life and holding it together, so that can be hard at first for some. But it's instinctive. We're born to do this. We're doing it in our mother's womb. We do it as children. It just gets conditioned out of us. So waking it up usually isn't so hard. And once we got it, it's like, oh, it's pretty obvious if we're shaking like by letting go involuntarily, like it's moving us for us, or if we're doing it, which that's voluntary shaking. It's pretty easy to once you get the tremoring to know the difference. So that's why once we tune into tremoring, like we're in that state of letting go of control. And so this is perhaps the best thing for learning to let go of control out there because it's really, really obvious if we are or are not. She feels the benefits are phenomenal and understand why it would be so beneficial for those with PTSD or any other form of mental health ailment. She felt extremely safe and calm, making it easy to release and let go of what no longer served her. She felt energy moving freely through her entire body. Mind and heart felt connected and clear. And she feels drawn to it regularly. So, yeah, it's very powerful like that. Let's see. Let's try. mm, Let's see what Luke. Gratitude for the transformative power of shaking medicine. Wanted to express gratitude, um, share some of the experiences that they're nothing short of amazing. Yeah, they are. It's changed my life too, and many, many people. Um, Energy levels are up. Better sleep. That is just when I mean, the name says it, rest and digest, parasympathetic. That at its core, that's what the shaking mechanism is doing. It's vibrating us down from fight, flight, anxiety, stress, trauma states to grounded, cool, calm, regulated, rest and digest. So people often sleep better and digest better. That's a very, very common benefit that happens in one session often. Anxiety, yeah, it's just all that clears the anxiety, the stress, the trauma, it just starts to clear layer by layer just by tremoring. It's really, really magical. So weight has significantly lightened, it feels free in the body. He used to hold so much tension, especially in neck and shoulders, but those are releasing with every shake. Yeah, the weight is being lifted. It's not easy to surrender, but the benefits are worth it. Yeah, like letting go of control, like really doing the work and doing the healing. It's a hero's journey. Like it's for those who are on the path and really want to heal at a root cause. So I'm not saying this is it's not a magic pill. Like you have to go through it. Like you've probably had a many, many years of accumulating, or maybe you had some big traumatic events that piled in just in one big go. But to heal it, like really to heal it, we have to go through it, not necessarily in the sense that like we need to go relive it because we can process the energy through the shaking somatically with the body. And yeah, sometimes the hard memories come up and sometimes often they don't. We can discharge and bring the system into harmony without necessarily having to go relive the experience or consciously bring it up. Um, for anyone new or still unsure, just keep going. The healing is real, and I can't recommend this practice enough. If you're struggling with doubt or fear, it gets easier and more powerful as you allow the process to unfold. Yes, it does. This really heals at the the root. It's not a cover up like taking a pill often by mainstream medicine is often suppressing the symptoms just to keep you going, and often they'll want you on those pills for the rest of your life. I, Not a root level healing that is usually, but this is again the hero's journey. It's healing at the root, and so if you want to do that, if you want to get to real health, real homeostasis and balance, and process the charge of the trauma in your body, this is certainly a path that that works and gets results. Yeah, and the first waves are usually the hardest, the first big waves of doing the healing. And usually they're pleasurable most of the time, because even if it's like, oh, a hard moment we're going through, it's like, ah, like the body's enjoying the release of it, the letting go, the clearing, coming into freedom. And we also know on the other side of that is more true freedom and peace. So it's a pleasurable thing, and then with each wave we do, each trauma layer of that onion we peel away, life just tends to, on average, get easier, more peaceful, more vibrant, more energy to do the things we love. So, yes, thank you for listening. Today, I'm Keith, by the way. I started the Shaking Medicine Foundation. If you or someone you know wants to check this out, shakingmedicine.com, send me a message there and we can find the right path for you. All the love. Thank you so much for listening. Bye for now.